Hello, welcome to Matt Loves Eurovision. It's my Eurovision 2022 semi-final 2 results, reaction and review. Please do click on the subscribe button, ring that notification bell and like, share and comment below. Now, as you'll see, I'm in a slightly different background today because I am down in London staying with my friends and we have just been watching semi-final 2 and digesting the results and having a few drinkies as well. And I'm now recording this at just a little bit past midnight, so it's quite late, but I wanted to get this done before we get into the grand final excitement, which will shortly happen. So now, if you happen to watch my preview video I did the other day, I'll be honest, I was kind of, this is one that so many songs could go either way, and indeed that did prove to be the case. I have to say that there was a couple of songs that one that I thought would definitely qualify and one that I thought I definitely wouldn't qualify ended up being the way around, and on the other side there were ones that were toss-ups and it just went the other way. So in the end I got 8 out of 10 again, so that's 2 semi-finals, 8 out of 10 for each time, so it's not doing too badly, I hope. But if we have a look through who, in terms of who I thought would qualify and did qualify, so I thought Serbia would qualify. They left that one to the last one, the only Balkan, well, really the only Balkan country to qualify aside from Greece. But it's the only, all the others did not qualify, and so I think we're going to be seeing a pretty big televote coming in for Serbia. Azerbaijan qualified, which I expected to. Some thought that might be either way, but the strength of that vocal must have got a big jury vote. Australia, again, really strong vocal. We have Estonia, which I'm really pleased. That was one of my favourite songs to go through. Romania was through, one of my picks. Also pleased to see going through. Poland, one of the big favourites. It went through, and we also had Sweden, huge favourite, and Czech Republic, one of my favourites, so I can dangle that for you. So those were the 8 songs that I predicted to go through that had went through, and amongst those are some favoured songs. Now, it meant I lost 2 songs that I predicted would go through, and 2 songs that I did not predict to go through went through, and the ones that I predicted to go through, well, first we will deal with the one that I thought would go through, was fairly certain would go through, and the song that I didn't think would go through. So that was Marino. What a show! What an absolute amazing show! But clearly it did not chime, and I suspect, and we'll find out sometime on Sunday, whether or not that was the juries that sunk it. But I still hold, that's one I'm particularly gutted about. I just thought that really had a place in the grand final, and yeah, really disappointed that has lost out, and we've ended up with some very, very worthy sort of ballads going through, and sort of vocals going through, but yeah, really sad, really sad to see Akelarro not having his chance there. Went down huge in the hall, but there we go. Juries did not like the fun, and it was a very, very sexual performance, so yes, maybe, and we think that may have done for Albania in semi-1, so and this was even more so yes, really sad about that. And instead we have Belgium. Now, this was not on, certainly at the Vauxhall jury, this was not very high on people's lists. It's not been high on my list. I've always been impressed by his live vocal. I think that's probably what's helped him get through, although I'd heard that he had done a couple of fluffed his notes, sort of big notes at the end in his jury performance, but clearly that hasn't been the case. So great vocal. So I'm pleased from that side, but yeah, but yes, we get to see that in the final. And then we come on to the other one that I had expected. That this is where it was really too close to call, and I plumped for it because I really was willing it to be in the final, and that was Ireland. That has not got through. I thought Brooke did a really, really engaging performance. It was really, but again, maybe the juries did not like that fun side of things. Who knows? It's we will find out. But really gutted for Brooke because she's been amazing. I hope she holds her head up high, because I think she's really won a lot of love from the fandom. And in her place goes, perhaps not as much a bigger surprise to people, as Finland. I was umming and ahhing about whether or not they would be in my top 10. They actually did quite a decent vocal for once in the jury show, and as I said, Finland's trying with a lot of people my age, and obviously that may have been enough to get them through into the final. But good for the Rasmus. They didn't have to. I guess they didn't have to do this. They've had a huge global success. So yes, that was the 10. As I record this, they have been allocated into they've picked out which halves they're going to be in. That seems to have, there were only 3 could go into the first half, and 7 were going to go into the second half, and the 3 that went into the first half are all kind of the more upbeat ones: Finland, Czech Republic, and Romania, to add to all the other upbeat songs or up-tempo songs that are already in the first half of the grand final. All the rest, including the 3 big male sad boy songs, Poland, Azerbaijan, Australia, are all in the second half, and there is quite a few slow songs in there. But it means that the weighting of the favourites means that we have Italy, Spain, Italy and Spain, and there's another one that I forgot off the top of my head that should be in the first one, and Ukraine are all going to be in the first half, and you have Sweden, UK, and I think Dark Horse Greece are in the second half. I do think this does work quite well in Sweden and UK's favour to a certain extent, with being so. But yeah, that's something that I will discuss later on in the for the grand final preview. At the moment, they haven't released, or they might have released this while I'm recording this. They haven't released the sort of the grand final running order yet. That's going to be really interesting to see when it comes out. I don't know whether I'll still be up when it comes out, but doubtless that will form part of my grand final preview, which I will hope to post. I think it's probably going to be sometime early on Saturday morning when I do that, because I will be out doing Eurovision related things tomorrow. I'm going to be seeing Siri in London, which will be lovely to see. But I'll post that, probably try and get that done Saturday morning, with a bit of a preview of the grand final and of the running order, and what sort of some of the they've got it's going to be interesting. They've got some real challenges and decisions to make in this. So yes, we shall see how that goes. But yes, it was a great semi-final. I think it was a really high quality semi-final, and although I am really sad, obviously I have that. I had a good run on semi-final 1. All my favourites got through. Obviously, I've lost two songs that I really wanted in the final, but on the other hand, I've got a lot of my other favourites through, and I'm particularly pleased to see Czech Republic go through. And I've got a feeling they might be opening the grand final, but that surmise will probably be out of date by the time that you watch this. So, but anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're looking forward to the grand final. Very exciting, and yes, join me again soon, and we'll talk through that. Take care.